I'm here with Gus after the game against Coggeshall Town. Based on that whole game, do you think a point is a fair result?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think a draw was a fair result. I felt we had the better of the first half, and ironically they were 1-0 up, and then I thought they had the better of the second half, and we ended up drawing 1-1. So, yeah, I think both sides had spells in the game, and I think a draw was probably a fair result. But yeah, we're quite pleased because towards the back end of it, they probably did have the upper hand, and to come out, with something from the game is something that we've not always done when we've had to absorb a lot of pressure. So, really satisfied that we were able to get something from the game.
We created a lot of chances today and hit the woodwork a few times. But do we need to start taking these chances to win these games?
Yeah, I mean, you could look at it like that, and we did. We created a number of good situations, particularly, with Reece getting a lot of joy down the right-hand side, and Jacob certainly first half of the first half getting a lot of joy down the left-hand side. And yeah, we probably didn't make the most of some of those situations that we had. On the flip side of that, second half, they've probably had 2 or 3 opportunities where Elliot's made some big saves for us. So I think on the balance of play, I think a draw was a fair result. But yeah, it would be nice if you could just, like you say, nick, one of those chances and nick a win. But like I say, we're pleased we've got something from the game, because I think that's a game, how it panned out in previous seasons, I think we might have come unstuck and lost the game, but we didn't. We held in there, we defended our box well towards the end, and yeah, got something from the game.
What was the message for the lads at half-time?
There was a couple of messages. I felt we were too deep, which meant that it was difficult to go and press them. So we felt that we needed to, and what that then did cause was the 2 big lads up top that could hold the ball up and use their body well, meant that they were doing that in dangerous areas for us. So the message was to try and squeeze the game a bit more, which would enable us to try and get a bit more pressure on the ball higher up the pitch and try and get us up the pitch. And we got caught in a bit of a middle ground with that, because we tried to push up, but we struggled to get pressure on the ball. So it meant that we were pushing up, no pressure on the ball, which did leave us susceptible in behind. So it was a little bit second half, not how I wanted it to go, if I'm completely honest, from that side of things. But you live and learn, and I think that was the message after the game, was when that happens again, we've got to recognise that, and we can't be squeezing the game when there's no pressure on the ball. So that was one of the messages, and it was very much that we were very much still in the game, because we'd probably dictated the first half, conceded a goal, a bit of a sucker punch really, and it was just that, making sure we had the belief and character to go out and get ourselves back in the game. And I felt, well, we did show that. We started the second half really well, and like I say, we've held on to get something from the game, which is good for us. Our
discipline was better today. Is this something that you've worked on in training?
No, I can't say I have. No. I think we have had a couple of instances where lads have been ill-disciplined, and it has cost us. But I think they're isolated incidents. I don't think there's been an issue. I think some of the sendings off have been a bit tough, if I'm completely honest. I don't think we've got an inherent problem. I think it's just been circumstantial, and unfortunately we've had a few of those this season. But I think as well, lads are a bit more mindful of the impact of it as well, because we've had obviously Dion and Adam suspended today. We've gone in with a squad of 2 subs and Ollie, or 3 subs with Ollie. So I think everyone's a bit more mindful that actually it is starting to hit us a little bit, and we need to make sure that we keep 11 men on the pitch, but also that knock-on effect of suspensions, which then impacts the squad for games moving forward after that. So yeah, we're pleased we didn't get anyone sent off, put it that way.
There are a few players who actually stood out today, but just how good was Pride?
He made some big saves for us. There's no 2 ways about that, and that he's a very, very good goalkeeper. We all know that, and we're delighted that he's chosen to stay here. I mean, it's fairly well documented. Decided to come in for him and offered him probably very, very favourable financial terms, but he's chosen to stay here, which I think it speaks a lot about him as a character, and speaks a lot about him as how much he's into it here. And I thought, he's made 3 big saves for a second half, and that's obviously got us a result as well. So yeah, absolutely very, very good. And you're right, first half, attacking wise, there were some really positive performances as well.
It was nice to see a big crowd today, as well as Nick Bowler from Radio Norfolk, which shows his football club is heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I think so. I think that at the minute, obviously with the professional game and people not being able to go to it, we have to be proactive as a club. We have to recognise that, and a lot of people would have wanted to have gone to Norwich v Wycombe today, not able to, so we have to try and capitalise on that because people love watching live football, and I think we do a lot of good things at the club. You know, we're engaging with a lot of people within the community, and I think it's becoming a more friendly, if you like, place for people to come and enjoy an afternoon, not just a 90-minute game, but actually make a day of it and enjoy the whole atmosphere that's here. And I think we're making some good progress with that. As you touch on, attendances have been better this season, today as well, and I think we're in a position where we're sort of fortunate that we're able to have fans in to watch games to enable that to happen. So we've just got to keep capitalising on it, and yeah, hopefully they're entertained. It was an end-to-end game. It was nip and tuck, and hopefully the people watching it did enjoy it.
We now have 3 games away, starting with Holbridge on Tuesday night. Will you be looking to rotate the squad to avoid fatigue?
Well, I haven't got as much of a squad to rotate at the minute, so I'd love to be able to, but I think, to be perfectly honest, Tuesday's going to be dusting everyone down again, and we go again, and it's going to be a bit of mind over matter. We can't go there and feel fatigued or carrying a slight knock, so we're going to struggle. We can't go with that mentality. We've just got to dust ourselves down and go again, and that group in there will do that, because that's what they've been doing for the last 2 or 3 games. We've had a lot of games in a short space of time, which I don't think is a bad thing, because it's always good to get games. I think to be in front in games helps come the end of the season, to be honest. So I think it's certainly not going to be too much rotation within the squad. It'll be probably the same bodies that are able to make it that will make it. So that's where it'll be.
Obviously, the following Saturday, we then travel to Mickleover Sports in the FA Trophy third round. What would it mean to you to get through to that first proper round?
We felt as though we've probably, as a club, needed that cup run, or that bit of, us doing something in either the FA Cup or the FA Trophy. So I think if we could go on a run, that really does, help build the publicity and get that following behind us. So we definitely would love to. It's obviously a very, very tough game, and we know that. We need to get Tuesday out of the way first, and then we concentrate on it. But yeah, it'll be a tough game against a side who are a league above. But we're a good side, and we'll go there with a plan of how we're going to get through, and hopefully we can do.
Obviously, with all these social distancing guidelines and all that, how much of a big crowd would you like to go up there next week to get through that game? Obviously,
it'd be great to have a good crowd there. I think people will make their own decisions, and that's how it is at the minute, isn't it? People will decide whether they want to travel to away games or not. And I think I said last week, when we had a good number come to Sutton, but a good number also didn't, completely respect and understand everyone's individual decision on that, because it is funny times, as we all know, and people have got to look after their well-being firstly. And it'd be great if we can get as many there as possible, but I know that those that won't be able to make it for different reasons will obviously be there supporting us, and that's all we can ask.
Well done today, guys.
Cheers, Will. Thanks, mate.